Welcome to TradeTheNBI.com. This is John. This report is for the 10th of November. Well, things got fairly ugly, but it looked like somewhere in between there. Understanding was that there was going to be a deal on opening the government, and in fact, that looks like it happened. So we'll see what it finally comes out with. But at the end of the day, yeah, nothing changed. But all the workers who got fired are going to get repaid. And the same thing happens every time when the budget gets finalized. All the people who thought they weren't going to get any money are going to get it. And I think it really came down to when they started closing down airports and, the backlogs. That's when people start getting upset. And that kind of made the difference. But from a clear standpoint, you had the MBI white leading magenta under yellow, and that was just going to be a break of support, and that's exactly what happened. That the Biden came back in through it was just a saving grace, because without that deal, I think that we probably would have been heading far south relative to where we're at now. You can see the magenta here at the pre-market here already almost eclipsing MBI white, and that will be a nice little short cover rally. A little bit less powerful here from a Nasdaq standpoint. Hasn't quite done the same thing, but you can see we've got orange still caught between, but it's falling. So the critical element is that you dipped all the way down here. What do we get? Minus 22. And just like I said, when we get to that minus 22 range there, you're going to get a bounce back, and that's exactly what it did. No shock. A little bit of a wild ride, but this is where politics gets involved in the market. Of course, you have the whole developing situation in New York, as there's going to be some kind of mega exodus, I guess is what you would describe it as the socialists take over in New York, and we'll see how that works out. Don't know, if the city council there is going to allow all the things he wants to do, but we'll see. If they do, then yeah, could be interesting. Treasuries, no real change from that standpoint, because everything that the Fed's done has been baked in, and there really isn't making any progress in any way, shape, or form. And the real problem here is the oil. While you're not creating inflation, you've just sort of kept things at a baseline. It's allowing things to get somewhat absorbed, but it just takes a long time at that rate. You needed a major dive in oil to really spruce up activity, and it just didn't happen. From a euro standpoint, of course, their excitement is they need the war to continue, and so now with the government open back up, that should help transfers and that. But at the end of the day, the euro is still in a world of hurt. This is a bonus for gold, because it means spending is going to be back online, and with that, the expectation is more debasement. Already pre in there. It's nice salvage for Bitcoin and the cryptos, because again, they're going to move along with the market, and that built up some excitement. So from being sub 100 there for a while, filling in the positive extreme we had, breaking back up above it. So the crypto nightmare, as they, the latest crypto nightmare, transitions from one nightmare to the next, exuberance to absolute, terror. ETH, not quite as strong, but still trailing with there. So we had the MBI white lead from before, and that caused pretty much the complete breakdown going all the way through until you ended up right about here where magenta popped back above white, but once it crossed over MBI white on the upside, yeah, that was a short cover rally all the way through, and it literally decimated the shorts and propelled it all the way back up. So that was quite a significant move. And that's what happens when you get that magenta leading over there, and you have the crossover at the same time with the, and this becomes an interesting one, because it's always about the crossovers and where that transition happens. And when it does, you've got the strong momentum, because it's flipped the balance of power. And from a 5-minute chart intraday, you can see it was pretty much ugly until late in the afternoon, and then they flipped it all around just to wipe out all that option setup. And then here we moved into the Asian session. Really wasn't a whole lot of anything, and it's just a continuation here in the European session. It's so tiny we actually have to move past the previous days to get it to normalize by doing that. There you go. And that lets you see it. So yeah, we're in for more of the same of this back and forth. But I think once the shutdown's done, it's just going to ease the volatility quite a bit, and everyone's going to turn their eyes to AI and the impact it's having, and then we'll get a gauge as to whether or not that's really the wave of the future or just the latest fad. As always, trade well. Have a good one. Anything relevant, I will put on the team chat. Have a good one.